Hey guys, welcome back to Bare Wicket Banter. Today we're going to be interviewing Captain Preetham Madhukar, who is an ex-Navy merchant who served at sea and is now a founder of a startup called Skills Beyond Education. He's also an author of the book Three Culprits, which is about our daily life struggles with ourselves. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. It's actually a great honor having someone who's served our nation right here in front of us. So, anything to add, sir?
Thank you, Samarth. Thank you, Sai. And thank you for having me here, firstly. And it's a privilege to be here and to talk to you all. And I'm a former sea captain with over 20 plus years of experience. And now I'm in my second innings of my career, doing something completely different. I'm glad to be sharing.
Hey, I'm Sai. I'm a second year BBA student from the Miles School of Branding and Advertising.
Hi guys, my name is Samarth Pahoja or Sammy. We're also a second year student of BBA in Branding and Advertising, studying in the Miles SoBA school. So basically today's episode is in regard of Independence Day. We basically wanted to ask you about the fact that patriotism nowadays has really dwindled down. Right? People don't have that same gusto that they had before. As I'm assuming when you were younger,
Yes.
the gusto of basically celebrating Independence Day was a lot more.
Yes.
Because people took more pride in it, right? So, what are your opinions on that?
I mean, I have to agree to that point because when I was growing up, we were all looking forward to joining the Army, Navy, Air Force, many of us. And I too wanted to join both the Indian Navy and the Merchant Navy. People had that kind of patriotic spirit was high. And now I can see that it is another date, but the energy levels of celebrating that is kind of dwindled down out in it. And I guess there have been a lot of factors which have kind of added to this, where we are becoming more further away from the independent year, right? And the more further away, the memories weaken, right? We are not so connected, the stories weaken. The people who actually fought the freedom, maybe just a small handful of people maybe around today, right? So that's what's all adding up to that. And of course, I'd be glad to hear your thoughts as well on that.
Yeah, I would say the same, that even not going as back as you, but even when I was like a child, say around second or third grade, right? I would say I myself had a more strong feeling when Independence Day came, right? So I was like, yes, Independence Day is here.
Yeah.
So in my school, we used to dress up every Independence Day for like your favorite freedom fighters. So I used to usually go as Jawaharlal Nehru, right? And yeah, we used to have like march past practice. Everyone had that. Then too, like the environment was filled with energy and respect towards everyone who fought for it and also like the country. But honestly, so that was in second grade, right? But by the time I got to 10th grade, I myself was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay inside, bunk, march past, just spend time with friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, even myself, the excitement level for Independence Day went down. What about you?
Yeah, I agree to that too because over the years, I think it's with age, even now, the younger kids are more involved. But around the age of 17 to 19, it's like we don't make time on that.
So probably a good way could be if the more of these veterans, if they can meet with more youngsters, and instead of talking about today, the youngsters asking them about that period, right? Those real stories. How was it back then? How was it to go hungry for days, walk those marches? That will fuel the fire, right?
So what is your understanding of patriotism and how is it?
Patriotism to me would be like taking care of what we say belongs to us, right? If we claim, hey, this region or this country belongs to us, then what are we doing to take care of it? Right? What are we doing to take care of people living in it? Right? So bringing that kind of spirit is patriotism, okay? And also seeing that what can I do? There's that popular saying, what can I do for my country? Rather than asking what is my country doing for me. So if we can come into that kind of mindset, I think that will be a game changer for many people.
So speaking of service, can you like brief us on how did you serve your country when you were now you're an ex-Navy merchant.
Yeah. So though I would also like to clarify that the Indian Navy does work differently, part of the armed forces. The merchant navy does a lot of work in the sense of making sure the country runs, it takes its goods from place A to B, right? So that is the contribution which is being silently done by officers of the merchant navy, the crew of the merchant navy, which because we can't see is also not being acknowledged. Because what you can't see, you don't acknowledge, right? What is front and center, we take pride. So there is a lot of such contribution to people when.
So speaking of stories and books, you've written a book by yourself called Three Culprits.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us what inspired you? The
Yeah.
book is about.
Yeah. The book, as the name says, it's three culprits: laziness, fear, and doubt. And as I was, in the Navy serving there, the merchant Navy, and our training used to be so grueling. We used to wake up early morning, 3 o'clock, have our work at sea. We have to go report to my boss there, and he has got all this work. And the days would end at 8 in the night, maybe if you're lucky, sometimes even later than that, 16, 17 hours of the night.
Yeah.
And again come back next day morning by 4 o'clock, right? And we would do that and be happy about it and be energetic about what am I learning today and how can I do better, things like that. And I found that kind of people, I'm not saying I was the only one or people, but I found that was generally like that, the culture. People were gung-ho, my seniors were like that immediately also. And I found a decline in the trend of what I started to see as will strength. Okay, that's my, you can say, pet peeve of watching that. And I would see that, hey, why are these people with pre-independent India, that's where it started, pre-independent India born people had a different kind of will strength versus people born post-independent India. And I was fascinated by, they were cut from a different cloth, literally. And the way they did things, they told, hey, I'm going to do this, it was done. If they say, hey, I'm going to keep this commitment, done. If they say, I'm going to be at this time, done. Okay? So that I saw a declining trend, okay, in different shades, not saying overnight. So that kind of fascinated me and I started questioning my own challenges. I was also lazy, I had also fear, I had self-doubt. What was it about? So these kind of questions made me study the subject more and more by observing people, observing small things that I would do for myself to overcome this. And I would sometimes mentor this with my cadets and officers and say, hey, what? Do this, do that. And they would say some things. So that kind of inspired me to collect all those kind of nuggets of wisdom over the years, tried and tested kind of thing, and bring it out in this book.
So does the book explain how to tackle our fear, self-doubt?
Yes, it gives you in the it is divided into 3 major segments. One is stories. Many of them are from my clients and people that I've closely worked with, seeing their life transform. The second part of the book talks about strategies and the mindset you need to keep to overcome them. Okay. The last part of the book talks about nuts and bolts, in the sense tactical stuff, right? What should you do? Okay, I know I need to overcome, I agree, I've come to that conclusion reading the stories, the strategies. Now can you tell me, should I go left or right? How many steps this side, how many steps that side? The tactical stuff. So that's in the third part. It's also available on Amazon and you can Google, you can put this as 3 culprits, laziness, fear and doubt, and you can pick up a copy.
Guys, do check him out, the book. We'll provide the link in the description to the Amazon. We'll provide the Amazon link in the description below. Okay, so in terms of stories, what did you do on this ship on Independence Day? Was there something different that you did?
Yeah, because like on Independence Day, we were already out at sea.
Yeah.
Very rarely we would sometimes be at the port.
Correct.
Okay, and we would all gather up on Independence Day. We would decorate the ship, with flags, different, not country flag, but we had different flags. So we would decorate it up, like beautify the ship, right? And then also we would, of course, hoist the flag up, say the national anthem and the song, and we would all gather, have a feast, a lunch feast, right? Because the show is also going on, right?
Yeah.
The show is going on in the below the decks. So we would celebrate, have the moment, and then come back.
Honestly, wonderful.
Sir, so how has your experiences in the Merchant Navy shaped your life now?
I mean, most of my training was on the becoming reliable, being disciplined, and being committed to our work. Those kind of value system, building those leadership skills, building the mentoring capacity, because we had to mentor, hand me down. Every knowledge was a hand me down practice.
Seriously.
And so those kind of things has helped me now be a better mentor than had I not experienced my life at sea. And all the lessons from the sea of how to handle stress, how to handle difficult situations, having been in the hot seat as a sea captain, helping entrepreneurs, make that tough decisions, helping executives, being an executive myself, how to perform and do it to an excellent level. So all these lessons from my sea and much more has helped me now bring that to my audiences.
So, I know that you have a startup called Skills Beyond Education. As a high performance coach, what advice would you want to give our viewers?
360 as a learning and development company. And this company's focus is to help individuals become high performers in life. It could be a student, it could be a working professional, it could be a business owner, athlete, any sports person, and how they can live a full life, living life to full potential. Maybe they have an ambition to succeed. Maybe somebody wants to be an author, somebody wants to be a gold medalist, somebody wants to grow their business. What does it take? It's the same fundamental qualities, building their character, building their leadership, and taking that steps forward towards their goal, discipline. So that's what I do now.
So, you're a high performance coach, right? So, what exactly do you mentor your clients?
To become a high performer, it is not about only working on the time, right? Many times people could think that high performance means I need to slow it down.
Yeah.
But it is also about taking care of yourself in a more rounded manner, so you can be your best self.
Yeah.
If I ask an individual, hey, do you think you're living your life to the best that you could live? And if they say no, I think there's much more I can offer to the world, or grow in my income, or grow in my capacity to impact people's lives, then I say then you're still not a high performer. You still need to rise up to the potential. So this is constantly that I try to find ways in which they can push their boundaries.
Read the book.
Yeah. So we'll ask about the book now.
You could, yeah.
The quick recap.
Quick recap. Okay.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Right.
Alright.
Okay, but before that, one more time question and pause for 2 seconds, okay?
So, would you like to tell us a little bit more about your book?
Certainly. My book, Three Culprits, Laziness, Fear and Doubt, is about overcoming this and going from victim to warrior, and how you can become a high performer in life if you can battle your three culprits, laziness, fear and doubt. This book is available on Amazon, and you can grab your own copy.
There's a link in the description. Do check it out.
Okay, so I would say let's. So if you have any questions for us regarding Independence Day itself.
Yeah,
right,
I mean, what does Gen Z, you're part of that Gen, and how does Independence Day appear to you, and what do you think could add more interest generation in youngsters, especially your generation, because you're living that generation versus me who has already passed that, right? So what do you think can make people more patriotic, or at least bring them to that celebration point? Today we are not even meeting together to celebrate. So what do you think could help?
So I think why we're losing our sense of patriotism is because we've forgotten why we're doing it, why the day is there. So maybe reconnect to how it started, and that would get more people involved. What do you think?
Honestly, in my this thing, I don't know how we get the sense of patriotism back, how we get people more enthusiastic about Independence Day. Because honestly, if we knew, then I don't think so we would have gone down in the first place, right? So we got independence in 1947, right? So because the gap has become so long, I think people are just forgetting and getting less excited about it, right? And I would say we have our own ways of still portraying that, yes, we're happy about getting independence, but it's just not how we used to do it before.
One of the most important ingredients in passion and building that heart element is to keep the wonder and awe alive. If you can do that, you would have solved a massive problem for the generation. And one of the things that takes away the wonder and awe very rapidly is our phones and the digital usage. So I think bringing that wonder and awe, in some ways, would be probably the challenge of your generation.
So how do you celebrate it like now?
Now, I think we take part in the my apartment communities. We hoist a flag there, and we go sing the national anthem and be part of that celebration. But I know we are doing that. In some ways, it is still better than nothing, right? And but more people need to also celebrate in their own ways, and more than the symbolic, also to listen to stories, like I mentioned, right? Symbolically can only take us that far, but stories can keep us inspired for years together.
So what do you think about the national anthem being played before every movie? Do you think it's lost its essence over the years as something you just hear before?
In some ways, I mean, national anthem is good. The more we sing it, there is some sort of a chord that strikes to us, but that itself is not enough, right? Sometimes we need to hear stories of people who fought, and I keep coming back to stories again and again because stories inspire. Okay, songs inspire, but stories of real people who have actually fought the freedom struggle. There are so many people who have been in the freedom struggle. Those stories, if it can be captured, maybe like a 30-second reel can be played along with the national anthem. People fighting. It's not just singing. We're seeing that kind of a movie or a 30 or whatever time, the national anthem song, and that whole thing is being played out. So it stirs the story. Oh my God, this is what is happening back then. It was such a challenge that they won this battle. That will add to the whole national anthem feeling and make it even more powerful than just singing for it.
Even like
Especially for the youngsters where we are feeling that it's fading away because they have it's a song, they're feeling connected, but I'm losing that memory of the stories that led to the freedom party.
even the song, our anthem itself, we all know it word by word, but not a lot of us know the meaning. So without knowing the meaning, you could never fully understand the feelings that go with it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean that also helps, the education where they're teaching this. Maybe some time could also be spent in helping, especially older children, more than young children, understand the essence of the national song, national anthem, all these types of things. What does Gen Z or how does Gen Z look at ambition? Okay, sometimes it may even be a word that we want to shy away from because ambition means that probably you're not going to lead a balanced life. You're not going to be having great relationships. You're just going to be focused on money. That's the kind of imagery ambition has. So, what does your generation feel about ambition?
For me personally, ambition is just being able to do the best that I can in whatever I try. So, even if I get into something just to try it, my ambitions make me want to be the best. That's my opinion.
Yeah, for me, that's true too. But yeah, again, dwelling into a balanced life. Right? I'm an ambitious person. Yes, and but I'm also at the same time. I don't think of ambition just in terms of a career. It's spending time with my friends, my family, and just living the life which keeps me happy throughout. Right? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. Right? What makes you happy depends upon you. Okay, yes, some people say money is what makes them happy. Good for you. That's your thing. Everybody has a different opinion on what makes them happy, right? So for me personally, I love spending time with my friends, right? And not a day goes by that I don't. Although I work a lot, like you said about mental health, and it's not just about being a high performer is not just working all the time. This actually struck me when you said it because that is what I do, and I get a lot of backlash for it from my friends and my family, right? Because 24-hour day, I maybe sleep 4 hours, and the rest is just work or commute, right? So what you said struck to me. So, but still, even though I work a lot, I make sure that I also spend time with my friends, right? So I work while I'm with my friends. So in that way, I'm a very ambitious person in terms of I want a good career and I want to do something in my life, right, which is impactful. It doesn't have to be like, so I don't want to get famous or anything, that's fine. But I want to do something that actually impacts someone else's life, right? In the smallest ways, that's also fine. Just a casual checking up on a person, right? Makes them feel good. That is also good for me. So for me, it's basically I want to be professionally successful, but at the same time, personally have a great life too. That's what I would say.
To add to that, like you can be ambitious and be the best, but you need to strike a balance and do things that make you feel good. Spend time around people that make you feel good. Otherwise, you cannot excel and be your best version. If it's just
Like, if I could ask you all both a question.
Sure.
If, assuming you all had a goal of staying fit, maybe in athletic frame of
Yeah.
build, and you want to really take care of your, and every day of the week, Sunday, Monday, doesn't matter, every day of the week, at 4 p.m. you would go to the gym. Example, right? That's your goal is to be in top shape by the end of Monday. That's your goal. That's your ambition. Now, let's say your friends call you know what, we're going for a movie, it is this show or not show, and it is go, you have to break your practice
Yeah.
of going to the gym. Or make it more difficult. Maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend calls you and tells you that you have to come now, if you don't come, forget it.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I am someone who goes to the gym every day. I
So would you
make it
stick
a
to the gym or would you go with the other?
I have so Saturdays usually I go out with my family or my friends Saturday night, and my gym timing is 9 to 10:30 in the night. But because Saturdays is family and friends time, I go in the afternoon around 4 or 5 and then go for the event in the night. It's about balance again. So
But that is something you've taken up for 1 year.
right
And you said that is something uncompromisable.
at that time slot.
That time slot uncompromisable, right? So would you give up that or will you stick to it?
It also depends on how often this happens. If my friends are calling me every week to go out, I won't. But if it's once a month and it's some special occasion, like if you said boyfriend or girlfriend, it's a 1 month anniversary or something like that, I am going to go spend time with him. It's fine if I miss one day, it's okay. The rest,
Yeah, so it comes up to priorities, right? So, if not the gym example, say like related to it,
Something, whatever you committed
on
to
the
do
same lines.
at a particular time.
Yeah, so I work on an internship, right? Which means video editing internship. So I have to deliver 2 reels a day, like 2 videos a day. But my friend recently came back from the US and he invited me for dinner, and I haven't seen him for 3 years. So instantly this thing was, you know what? No, I'm not working tonight, and I'm gonna go meet my friend, right? So I think it comes down to priorities. That at that point, what is more important, right? Is it is it the practice that you've taken up and basically promise yourself that you'll do every day, or something else that comes along, right? So I would say as long as it doesn't really hamper your progress too much, it's fine. So on actually coming like regarding the gym thing, that was me. I lost around 40 kgs in the span of 9 months because I was committed to getting fit, right? But even though I had a set gym schedule and I had a set diet, there were days where I was like, you know what, I'm lazy today, or some days my friends is like, get on this game, right? Let's just play a video game today. I'm like, all right, sometimes even I lose the will. I'm like, you know what, yeah, let's just do that. So
how much of it, like you have said that you will choose to go on those days, how much of it is actually a decision taken out of fear that you might lose that friend, lose that boyfriend, lose that girlfriend?
For myself, I've set a limit that I will go out twice a week. So
That is a preset condition.
yes.
Okay.
So if it's a small plan where my friends are going, I'm like, no, it's fine. You can go ahead without me. But once a week there'll be like this big group of friends going out. So that time I'll be like, okay, so I can use my 1 or 2 times now. So
But third time comes.
I'd be fine with it because I'm secure with my friendships or relationships that
Keep doing that.
exactly. Not going out one time won't make me lose like.
So I think everybody in our generation, not generation, okay, at least our age, right? Our age, people know that everybody has their own thing to do, right? At this age, we're in college, we have our internships going on. Maybe some people actually have their own business, they look after that also, right? So everybody understands that, there's a lot to balance at the same time. So if he can't come or if she can't come to an outing or to meet me or for a dinner, I think people, okay, yes, they'll be like not hurt, or yeah, they'll hurt, they'll feel hurt, like, oh, he's not here. But at the end of the day, they'll understand, like, you know what, this is a commitment he's made. So unless it's like a very, very special occasion, I think it's understandable that, okay, when he has to work, it's cool.
And in this thing, the world getting more digitalized has actually helped us because even if we can't be there, we're still very connected through our phones. Like when my friends go out and if I'm not there, I'm getting constant updates on what is happening. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. This has truly been insightful. I cannot wait to read your book and become a high-performance individual.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing your stories of when you were a Navy officer, and thank you for telling us your transition into basically coming from a Navy officer to now founder of a startup which helps people be the best version of themselves. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you here.
You've truly been inspiring.
Thank you both for having me here. I want to thank Where Wicked Banter for organizing this and inviting me here. Thank you to all the team that has coordinated this wonderful event. I really enjoyed talking with you all, and not only here but even at the backstage and over here. The hospitality was wonderful. Thank you both.
It's a pleasure. Having you.